Testing. Paul, Dave Seaman. You forgot to mention Coldwell Television as well. Coldwell TV. Everyone download the app. So listen, thanks for having me. It's great to be here on behalf of Kieran to be invited to do this. Thanks for everyone turning out for him. Massive, obviously devastating blow to his career, but hopefully, as has just been mentioned, he can go on and do bigger and better things as a trainer, as I'm sure he will. My career was a bit of a roller coaster. I started off a little scruffy kid from Salford. I made professional debut at Bowlers Arena, and I got nicknamed the White Nigel Benn because basically I was just fucking daft and I liked to get a fight. So it was head down windmilling tackle for me. And the Sky Cameras liked it, so they asked me to box on the undercard for Johnny Nelson and the like, because they was fucking boring. And it sort of took off from there. I ended up fighting on a few of the undercards of Ricky on the way through, and a little bit to my downfall, I was asking for a bigger fight, and they threw me with Scott Dixon. In my 13th fight, who was a former Commonwealth champion, who basically fucking battered me. So he taught me a good lesson because he taught me how to be brave, and at that point in my career, I'd never had to be brave. I was basically fighting a journeyman who wasn't fighting back, and as soon as someone fought back, I got a bit of a shock. So he basically taught me a good lesson. You know, you have to grit your teeth and dig deep, and I promised myself from that point on, until I'm nailed to the canvas, I'll never quit, because I think I felt a bit sorry for myself and I quit. So 4 fights later, I'm training to box on the undercard for a British title, the light middleweight title, which was my weight, and Michael Jones was fighting Paul Samuels, and Paul Samuels was renowned for pulling out fights injured. So I'd said to my coach Oliver, I said, do you know what? I fancy Samuels to pull out this fight, you know. I said, if he does, I'm going to step in. So he said, well, you know, if that's how you feel, then you're fit, you're ready. So that was it. It was fine on the Saturday. Monday afternoon, I gets a phone call. Steve Wood said, let me put this to you and see what you think. So I said, Paul Samuels is out. He said, yeah, how do you know? I said, I just fucking knew. I knew it was going to happen. So he said, what do you think? So I said, let me think about it for about a fucking second. I'll have it. I'm in, definitely I'm in. So he's sure now, I can ring Barry in now and say, he said, yeah, tell him I'm in. So that was it, 5 days notice. I stepped in, I beat Michael Jones for the British title, I beat him over 12 rounds, and I was the first kid from Salford to win a Lonsdale belt. So, as you can imagine, Michael Jones was 17 and 0 at the time, unbeaten kid, and he was pissed off. He didn't like the idea that I beat him, coming in his own town in Liverpool, and took his belt off him. It was brilliant, it was absolutely brilliant. So, where's the Scousers in? Oh, go on, man. So Michael Jones then goes on to tell everyone who listened that he was a lucky night and I never should have beat him. He had a bad night, you know, blah blah, the same old shit. So the boxing board of control then made him my mandatory challenger. So we boxed again, and the fight was unfolding in the same way. I was beating him up basically. I hit him with a bit of a low shot, and the referee shouted stop boxing. But as I was throwing a left hook, hit him on the chin. He went down, decided to stay down. So everyone thought that I'd won. It turns out the referee disqualified me for what he called an illegal shot, which to this day I still say it wasn't an illegal shot, which paved the way for a third fight. So Barry Hearn rings me, I've made the third fight with Michael Jones, what do you think? I said, I'll bite your fucking hand off for it, definitely, I want to fight him. This was my fight for the Lonsdale belt, to win it, to keep for keeps. So during the build-up to the fight, my nana had taken ill. She had pneumonia and she was poorly in hospital. So all during the build-up to the fight, I was going training every day, and I was going visiting in hospital. And then 2 days before the fight, she passed away. Sadly, I had to sit there and watch her pass in hospital, which was tough. We're a big Irish family, and we're close, and none of us obviously wanted that to happen, especially under these circumstances. Everyone expected me to pull out of the fight, but I knew that that's what my nana wouldn't want. She wouldn't have wanted me to do that. She would have wanted me to carry on and do it for her. So I did. I went into the fight, and again, the fight's going the same way. I'm winning the fight, 3rd round. Next minute, the referee's saying 6, 7. I thought, fucking hell, what's happened here? I've been knocked down badly. I didn't know what had happened. He hit me with a left hook. I walked right onto it. I was out. So I'm looking across the ring at him, and he's looking at me. You can see he's bouncing his toes. He's thinking, I've fucking got you here. So I'm looking at him thinking, not tonight, mate. Not tonight. My nana's watching over me now tonight, and she's got me back. So he walks across the ring, throws a few more shots, puts me down again. I thought, that one fucking worked, didn't it? So I tried it again. I thought, not tonight, mate. Don't have it. Anyway, it worked this time. Comes in, starts letting the shots go, boom, I hit him, and that was it. He was out on his feet, and the bell saved him. So I'd been down twice, and the fight was flipped on its head. And from that point on, I was back in control. I ended up stopping in the 6th round, and then Lonsdale belt for keeps then. The first one ever living in Salford. So everyone expected me then to get a European title shot at that point in time. I'd outgrown the British scene, and I should have moved on. Unfortunately, as all boxing fans know, politics in boxing doesn't work that way sometimes. So I was left stagnating a little bit on the British scene. I had a young son, and my wife was pregnant with my little girl. So that was my only way to earn money. Matthew Macklin, who a lot of you know is fought for the world title twice now. He's one of the best middleweights in the world. He was a young kid coming through at the time, and he ended up my mandatory challenger, and everyone expected me to avoid him. And I mean, I don't know if any of you are from Salford, I've been there, but we don't fucking avoid people. So at the time he was training with Ricky and Billy Graham. I knew Billy Graham for years before that. And I knew how tough the fight was going to be, but I wasn't willing to back down. I wasn't willing to give the title up, so we went through with it, and I nearly fucking regretted it, because we knocked absolute lumps of shit out of each other for 10 rounds, which will go down as one of the best British boxing fights in history, and I'm proud of that. But it definitely short on my career. It took about at least 4 years off it. So. Again, still waiting, no European title shot. I fought for the Irish title, went a little bit back to my roots, won the Irish title, and then I got a shot against Michele Piccirillo for the European title, former world champion, and I stopped him in the 3rd round. So everything's going rosy. I'm rated number 2 in the world, and I'm thinking, at last, I'm getting a bit of recognition, I'm getting somewhere with my career. It's six years down the line, and it's been a long time coming. Dave Colwell starts ringing my manager, Steve Wood. Fucking Dave Colwell there. Will he fight Ryan Rhodes? Now Ryan Rhodes has just had a bit of a rejuvenated career at this point. He's come back, he's won the British title again 10 years after he's won it the first time. I thought, he won't fucking beat me. Said, I'll fight him, definitely, no problem. But the problem was, the scales was telling me fucking lies. Because I thought I could still make a light middleweight properly. And in all honesty, I couldn't. I was lying to myself. So, a long time coming, I should have moved up to middleweight. I never did. And every time Oliver, my trainer, or Kerry Kayes, my nutritionist, asked me what I weighed, I just said, I'm okay, don't worry about it. And I was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Comes to the day before the weigh-in. Now bear in mind I've got to weigh 11 stone. 6 o'clock Wednesday night, I stand on the scales, I'm 12 stone 5. So Kerry Kayes says, in a very scientific way, what the fuck have you done? And I was like, listen, my body fat was at the lowest it had been. I'd just outgrown the weight, but I'd worked that hard to get a world title shot. I didn't want to give me spot up. So I then trained 11.5 pounds off in a sweatsuit and in a sauna. That night, I went to bed, I got up in the next morning, I got another 8.5 pounds off to make the weight. So I lost 20 pounds in 20 hours. Now, when my mum seen me at the weigh-in, she started crying. Now, I'd not seen myself in the mirror, and I thought, I must look fucking bad here. So, anyway, taking that all to one side, Ryan Rhodes fought the fight of his life, and every fighter struggles at the weight. So I'm by no means taking anything away from Ryan Rhodes, because he would be struggling at the weight as well. But he fought the fight of his life. I put it on him. I thought I'd be too big and strong for him. He old-manned me. He old-manned me out of the fight. And that right hook in the fucking 7th round didn't help either. Because I thought I would see fucking 6 of him. So I get a phone call the week after the fight from Steve Wood, and he said, listen, I've had a letter off the Boxing Board of Control. Your brain scan's changed. So I said, right, okay, what does that mean? So he said, well, doesn't mean anything serious, but your brain scan's changed, that's all they said. So I rang Robert Smith from the Boxing Board of Control, and I said, you know, what does it mean? And he said, well, it doesn't mean anything. We've just got to inform you that it's changed. If it was anything serious, we'd stop you from boxing. But if you're concerned, get a second opinion. So I did. I got a second opinion, and basically the guy said to me, you know, it can't be proven that he's caused from boxing, but it is a concern. The weight loss issue, dehydration, can have a massive effect on that. And you know, you've been in a lot of tough fights. I was in 3 fights in the year, which has never been done before. And he said, you know, you've got to know when to call it a day. I had 2 young kids. At the time, there was 5 and 3. And I just thought, you know, what do you do? So I decided to retire. Decided to retire for my family's sake, just in case. You never know what can happen. So luckily enough for me, Sky Sports come knocking on the door. You know, I'd done a few interviews and stuff, and they seemed to like what I was saying, so they decided to take me under the wing. I started doing training pieces for ringside, visiting the gyms and getting to know how different trainers' techniques work and stuff, and it seems to be going well, so fingers crossed. I found a career for myself after the ring. Hopefully Kieran can do the same. I can understand in a little bit of a way how he feels, because although I wasn't forced to retire, I retired for the same reasons, health reasons. So, you know, I can sort of understand. I wish him the best of luck. I hope he's so successful in his future career. Best of luck, David. Thanks for listening, guys. And thanks for coming.